United States Air Force intercontinental ballistic missile with a warhead 750 times stronger than the one dropped on Hiroshima blew up in its silo in Arkansas, all because of a socket wrench. Here's what happened. During the Cold War, the United States had ICBM sites all over the United States, including one called 374-7 in Arkansas. The underground missile silo was outfitted with a Titan intercontinental ballistic missile, which had two stages. The bottom stage had at the very bottom the fuel, Aerozyne 50, and above that an oxidizer. Those two things, when mixed together, would spontaneously combust, explode, and shoot the rocket up. Where the second stage would detach, that had a small fuel rocket, and then on top of that was the warhead. You got to do a lot of maintenance on these things. And on September 18, 1980, Airman David Powell goes in to check the pressure in the fuel tank, and he brings with him a socket wrench. He wasn't supposed to do that. He was supposed to bring a torque wrench, but he didn't realize it until he was already down there, and he thought, oh, it doesn't matter, and he leaned over to do it, and it popped off. And the socket wasn't this size. It weighed 8 pounds, and as it fell down 80 feet, it hit the side of the ICBM and punctured the fuel tank, and Aerozyne 50 began to leak out. Now that is a very dangerous event. So the missile silo crew, they all evacuate, and another crew is brought in to try and figure out what to do. Two men, David Livingston and Jeffrey Kennedy, they go down into the silo, and they've got a monitor to see how much is coming out of the fuel, and sure enough, they detect it. It's not safe for them to be there. They leave, but then they're commanded to go back in and turn on an exhaust fan in order to exhaust that fuel that's accumulating inside the silo. When they do, that fan arcs and the missile explodes. To get an idea of the size of this explosion, the very top of the silo door is 740 tons. It is literally designed to withstand a nuclear bomb, and it goes shooting up into the air. Then the second stage that has the nuclear weapon on it, it gets thrown up out of the silo, flies 100 feet and crashes down into the earth. Now luckily, because of the safeguards built into the warhead, it does not explode. But Livingston dies and 20 other men are severely injured. Now you would think there would be a full investigation of the accident, but there was none. The Air Force said the fact that the nuclear bomb didn't explode was proof enough for them that this system was safe. And so instead, they just buried it and they sold the land. That's right. Some guy in Arkansas today has a missile silo in his backyard.